What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my single player world. We are here in the storage, I want to call it storage arena because it feels kind of like that today, and this is kind of where we're gonna be today for sure. And so last episode we ended up building the rest of this and kind of getting it set up, and I left it with kind of uncertainty, so having kind of run into some challenges and issues and things like that, we're going to kind of spend this episode addressing those, hopefully. Let me talk about the issues I am seeing here. So one of the bigger issues is speed. This is slow. Basically, the design has two hoppers underneath this chest, but they're both going to the same spot, so it doesn't empty twice as fast. It's just like a normal speed. And so as I was going in here, just after I set up a filter, you know, I could like load this up and then it would just take forever. So like a whole double chest would take like 30 minutes or so just to clear it out. And you can see that like certain items I have a lot of, and that's a big challenge. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be always a challenge, but it's definitely a challenge initially when you're unloading lots of stuff. So I could see that being potential issues at times where I do have lots of a certain material, and then it's just taking forever to actually go where I need it to. The second part is storage itself. So I figured that this was a lot of chests, and it actually is, but I'm running into some storage issues. So on this one, you can see that this is pretty much all full. When I initially built this, I had this like one taller, and then I had built this, and I failed to account that my design was actually taller than the tutorial. So I had built all of this and realized that it wasn't going to work, so I ended up tearing out the top chest because I figured, all right, hey, this is plenty of storage. But as you can see, like there's certain things that we've just, a little lag there, certain things that we're just running out of space on. So like I've added additional storage down here, and then we got just storage because I had so much stone, and so that's a potential issue as well. And so I think ideally you would just maybe, okay, we're going to dedicate 2 or 3 rows to something that is going to have a lot of materials, and I think that's probably the solution to this. But the other problem is I've ran out of actual spaces, and so we basically have items selected for all the way to here, and then we get over to here where we have the allay sorting system, and we run into some issues where like the redstone for this cuts into this, and that was part of the design, but it's making it so basically anything that goes through past this just gets caught in this chest. So it's locking the hopper, and it's not even letting anything go down to the bottom of that. I don't have any filters set up here or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure on how to even do that for the way that it works, because if we go up here, so basically everything comes down and goes into here, and then from here it goes into here, and then it's sorted through, and then I think anything that doesn't fit in there then gets passed on to this dropper right here, which then pass it on, and then the allays can sort as that goes. So yeah, so that's part of it. I don't have an actual filter set up on these yet, and that also leads to the next issue, is the allays themselves. So I spent all this time building this section, tore it out, rebuild it one more, and with the idea like, okay, well maybe I can have some more allay sorting. And kind of after getting all the filters set up and realizing how much or how many items I still want to be sorted but don't have space for, I'm just kind of like looking at these allays and being like, all right, what do I really need the allays for anyway? They're really good for, you know, sorting individual filters and things like that, but like, do I really have enough where it makes it worth it or justifiable to basically dedicate 2 whole sections for allay sorting? And I'm coming to the conclusion that probably not. I don't think I need unstackable items to be filtered, at least here. Like somewhere like a raid farm or something like that, I could definitely see that being really valuable. But with this, I'm like, I just don't think I end up having all that many individual items where the solution isn't just maybe put them away individually myself. Like, I don't mind that. I think the biggest thing I wanted to accomplish is having enough storage for everything and having everything organized. That's my number one priority. You know, how fast things get into the system isn't necessarily a top priority, but it's an issue when it's really slow and I've run out of space for the things. So I am contemplating completely just redoing everything. I've been seeing a few people using a sorting design by Lumi Thief, and I'm kind of considering just taking everything out and then just completely redoing it that way. The things I like about that is it's got ways for you to do like shulkers, and it's really fast. And so I can have, you know, like one item here, and then I can also have a different item here, and it just feels like I can utilize a lot of my space, because not everything is going to take up 5 blocks or 5 double chests vertically. Some might only be 1 chest or maybe 2 chests, and we kind of have a lot of inefficiency with that. And that system allows you to utilize your space in a way that you can fit all kinds of different items in there. So I'm kind of leaning towards possibly doing that, kind of keeping the general layout of everything, and then either incorporating that or just completely changing it over to utilize that. So yeah, that's a lot. And it's a lot, especially since we just got done spending a lot of time building all of this and doing all of this and all that. But you know, that's what this game's about. It's about building and making things the way you want it to be. And unfortunately, sometimes you can't know what that is until you actually do it. Yeah, but I think those are all my grievances. They've been aired, and we can get this Festivus kicked off right.
You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
All right, so after a lot of time, we completely tore down everything and got basically half of our storage room done. And I think that's probably all we're going to get to on this episode. But let me kind of show you what's going on with this if you're not familiar. So this is really cool. It's really fast, and it allows you to filter multiple items. So on this one, we got brick walls, brick slabs, stairs, and then stone bricks and stone. So all of those are getting filtered into this. And that is really nice, because once you get into like all the stones and wood and all the different variations of that, it can end up being a lot of chests and rows if you can only do one per row. And so that's kind of what I was hoping to do with this, is have a system that I can have multiple things going into one thing, one chest, one row. All right, so let's set up. There's a couple of ones that we can do. So on this one, we're gonna take that. So we're saying that we want gravel and flint to go into this one, and then on this one we will get some sand there. So that's sand, that's gravel, and then let's go ahead and set up the first one over here as well. And so we can say mangrove planks, mangrove wood, stripped mangrove, and stairs. Okay, so we've kind of got all of those set up there. And then we can come over here. Let's throw the sand in there, and we can throw the gravel. So we've got bricks, we've got gravel, and then the mangrove woods and sand. And I would expect the gravel to go in this one, and then the sand will go in this one. And how this works is each filter covers one of these chests and then the 4 sideways chests above it. So I believe and I may have this backwards, but the gravel or the sand will go into this one, and then these 4 chests, and then whatever the other one is will go into here. So we'll see. So we've also got this set up so that we can do items that are in 16 stackables, so like ender pearls and things like that. You would just set it to this. I could always run it in this mode, but it is slower as well. So as long as we're only doing things that are regular 64 stackables, then this should work just fine. But I believe we should be able to just push this button and then kind of watch the magic happen. You might be able to see some of it happening in the back. See, and there it goes, and then here's another one, and it's on its way as well. And then you can see how fast it is taking it out of this chest. And before, it was just the slowest thing ever. It was horrible. It would take forever. And so, okay, so now we can see that the gravel is going into this one. We should start seeing sand in this one once that gets going. Okay, so something happened on there. So the sand went there and the gravel, and I believe it should have gone up there. So that's something I'm going to have to figure out. Okay, so I realized part of the problem is I didn't power these rails. So let's put something there. But before we actually turn those on, I want to see what's in here, because that could potentially be an issue. Okay, so mangrove, mangrove, mangrove. Okay, so at least it looks like for the most part it is mangrove. So, all right, let's get those to go down here. It's kind of freaking out. Let's just kind of push you in there. There you go. And then we'll wait for those to come back and we'll push them along. Hopefully. There we go. Alright, so basically this is really complex compared to the old one. The old simple was pretty basic and was pretty straightforward. This one is very complex and it's using a bunch of like minecart hoppers and things like that. Something got messed up in there, and so that's why it didn't work. And for some reason I'm missing like all of the things. So actually, no, I think it was sand. So you can see that so minecarts are definitely missing in the system. I'm not sure where they're at. I'd say it's functioning at about 80% right now as far as it working as we'd expect it to. And I got it so that it was filtering mangrove stuff into the chest like I had it set up, and that's great. We just need to go through and debug kind of what's going on with this a little bit more and get it functioning, and then all of the other filters set up. You know, as we keep going, I want to keep expanding this. It might not be all in the next episode. We'll kind of see what happens there. But yeah, there's a bunch of missing hopper carts. You could normally I have enough hopper carts to fill this chest and basically 4 of these 5 slots here, but we're down to here. So all of these are somewhere in this system, and I need to kind of track down where. Okay, one other thing that I built was this shulker unloader, and I built this thing first before I built this, and that's one of the problems with not understanding redstone and kind of having to adapt a tutorial into things. I wasn't sure how it would work integrating it into this main system, and I'm still not there. And so I have one of 2 options. I could leave this here, and it works by you just throw it in there, it'll pop it up here. Once that's done unloading, it'll break the shulker, and all the items currently are right here. So I could just use that, have it empty into a chest. I could then just pull stuff out of the chest and put it in here. It would be kind of nice if I could just automatically put it into the system, into this chest. And so the idea I had thought is maybe moving this down
below here. And so this chest would be like here or here. I'd be able to put stuff in there, and it would then just come up and over into the chest here from the side. I had originally thought maybe I could just run it into the side over here, but that isn't going to work. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let me know what you think, or what you think would be the best solution with that. If things are like annoying or a pain, I tend to not use them. And so it would be nice to have something that is functional with this. And if having this unload them and then manually transferring over, it's going to be a big pain. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather put in something a little bit more complex to make it work. So let me know what you guys think about that. So, and I think that's where we're going to end this episode. This is definitely a long episode in the making. I've been working on it for a couple weeks now. It's just been a lot of work tearing down the old system and putting this one in, and then I've had some personal things going on, and it's just kind of added up to it not being very quick to get out. But I hope to have some episodes coming out here for you in the near future. Yeah, let me know what you think of this, and if you have any other ideas or suggestions, and I will see you next time. Bye.